that Heather?
Yep, it's me.
Hey, Heather.
Let me ask you a quick question off the record, Jessica. Can you hear me?
Heather.
Yeah.
It's actually streaming right now.
Huh?
It is streaming live right now.
Oh. Thank you. I wish we could see your cute face, Troy. At least we get to see Jamie today.
Soon. Should we wait to stream until it starts? No comment.
It takes a couple of minutes to get the stream up and running, both on our website and access channel. That's why I started at 5 till.
Okay.
We can do it after the meeting's over if you want, Heather.
Hello, can you hear me?
Is that Jaja?
That's
Is that
Jaja. Here I am.
Is that
Jaja.
Jaja?
How's everyone?
Good. How about you?
Doing good. How's it going?
Very well, sir. Very well. Everybody staying healthy?
Thank God, yes. How about y'all?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Peanut Warehouse looks good. Oops.
Thank you. Thank you. I think it's turned out really, really well too.
Mm-hmm. Were you in there today?
No, ma'am.
Okay. There were some people in there this
We
morning.
finished our. Yeah, we kind of finished our stuff. I think that's Scott. I think he's got an event there this week. 15th? Yeah, for Friday. I guess they got a wedding or something. That's what he
That'll
said.
be interesting.
We finished our stuff. Yeah. I don't know exactly how that works.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what it did.
Hey, just a heads up. I'll probably have mine muted, my video, while most of this.
You got a little helper?
Yeah.
Hello.
Say hey.
I would honestly, if everybody would feel better, just mute the microphones. That way it cuts out all the background noise. Sometimes it can kind of get distorted when we're listening to the meeting. And then, you know, when I get done presenting, if y'all want to unmute or press the space bar to talk, or unmute to talk and then mute it back. That way, maybe we can hear each other a little bit better. And I just want to remind Jamie, I think you've got an item on the agenda just to recuse yourself from that item so that you can present.
Yes, I do. I just need to say that I recuse myself right after you present or before?
You could do it before, like the first case that Troy, when he introduces it, that you're just going to recuse yourself from that, and then I'll present the case.
Okay, all right, I'll do that. Just so when he brings it up on the agenda, I'll tell him I'll go ahead and recuse myself.
All right, sounds good.
I think we got enough. Are we ready to go?
Yep.
Okay. It's 4:01 p.m. on Wednesday, May 13th. I'm going to call to order the Community Appearance Board meeting of the City of Conway. First item up is approval of the April 22nd minutes.
Make a motion to accept.
I'll second.
Okay. With that, anybody else have any comments related to that?
No.
Okay. Approval of the minutes passes. Moving on to certificate of appropriateness. First item is 150 Laurel Street, Peanut Warehouse. Applicant Jamie McLean of CHS of 1995 Investments LLC requests approval to replace awning and supports for the front porch and install window awnings on property located at the same.
Yes, Troy, I'd like to recuse myself from a vote on this as I'm presenting it.
All right, and the applicant is proposing to replace the roof and the supports for the front porch of the building and install window awnings over the windows of the peanut warehouse. More recently, he got approval to replace the siding, or I'm sorry, winterize the building and add siding to it. The applicant states that the roof material will be galvanized metal to match the main roof, and the window awnings will match the existing ones by the chimney. And I do have some pictures here. They were also in your packet.
Is-
And the applicant, I'll let him explain the rest.
Well, is this a new item, roof? Because that's not on the agenda.
The roof of the awning is the what? Did I get that wrong, Jamie? The roof of
No,
okay.
the roof of the porch and then the awnings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the roof of just the front porch of it. Now that
Okay.
we've replaced, you know, all the siding and everything, and now, you know, I guess a couple years ago they replaced the roof on the building before we purchased it, but now it just kind of looks bad. You know, you've got that beat up and kind of rusty roof up there in kind of a new siding building. And then the awnings are the two windows by the chimney. They have awnings, like I guess they're called window awnings. They're like what we were proposing. Go ahead and match for all the windows because the windows have been rebuilt, and it'll just help protect the windows from rotting or anything. Because we weren't able to rebuild the windows with the cypress. They're rebuilt out of pine. So we were just kind of proposing something to keep some of the weather and the rain and everything off of.
So all the windows or just the ones where the porch is?
I would prefer to do all of them and make them match. I can't find a picture that shows anything other than those two. I don't know if it was ever, Jessica had sent me some information about the building when we first purchased it. And there's some older pictures and I tried to include them in that packet. They didn't scan too good, but I still have the same two awnings that came on that we just took them down. But before I put them up, I was hoping to get approval to put them all over.
I think that might look a little strange. Especially the top. Don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, I get that you want it for protection, but I think that might look weird.
Yeah. We thought we would look good and it would serve a purpose because on I'm going to say the back side of it, they've got curtains or like some brown drapes or something. And he said like in the afternoon, the sun blares through there so profusely that you can't even hardly see, you know, and that's why he has like some brown curtains, which we just put back up, but I thought it would kind of take away from him having those brown curtains there too, because it would shade it from. We just need, we really need something, you know, to kind of protect the windows there. And I just wanted to see what the board, you know, what everybody thought about it. My more main point is to replace the roof because I think the roof needs to be replaced on the porch.
Yeah.
Because I mean the outside of the building looks really, really good now, and then you kind of got that front porch there, and I mean it does not look good. It's still in the same condition as the siding was before we replaced it.
So you're gonna replace the supports and all the wood structure. It's gonna be a totally new roof structure above the porch, correct?
that is what we would like to do, because now the porch has like holdbacks that are kind of 45 back. And I mean, if I walk right up against the wall, I'd hit my head. They're not but about 5 foot 8 inches off the ground. And I mean, we think it's kind of a hazard too. And I did have a picture in there. It used to have supports, I guess, vertical supports in it. And then I guess they took them off and they 45'd them back.
Yeah, if you look in the, can y'all see the PowerPoint?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I just see the older pictures now from 1989.
Yeah.
I hate to say, but I mean, I would really like to, I'd prefer to see a rendering of what that proposal is like, to have those awnings all over all those windows.
As far as the awnings, I'd like to suggest just a flat shed awning similar to the porch roof, instead of the awnings that you got in your picture with the sides on it.
Okay, just like maybe just an awning, just kind of to match the roof type, and just maybe get a metal bracket.
On the other side.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I could do anything we could do to keep some of that off of there. That's what I just included that just so we could discuss it, you know. But like I said, my more important thing was to get the roof.
Yeah.
But I could do a rendering and just kind of show them something to match the front porch roof, Jerry. I can agree with that. That probably would look really nice.
I just think it would be strange with those windows above the porch having all those awnings. I think it would clutter it.
And I would agree with Jerry in the fact that I think that it's mixing two kind of time periods.
Okay.
I don't know when
I agree.
the two awnings adjacent to the chimney were added, but I don't know if they fit the time period of the entire building.
No, I would say that probably not. I think I'm with you, Troy. I think that's probably more of 40s or 50s type of thing, when they were more popular.
1920s.
19 what?
20s.
20s. Okay. Hey,
But
not
as far as the roof goes, I have no problem with you replacing the roof. If you're going to redo the framing, you're going to leave the old patina on the existing siding? Are you ever going to paint it? Or what?
What the siding's all been replaced. So there is no patina on the siding.
Okay. Haven't been there for a while, obviously.
Yeah, we replaced.
Looks,
we replaced the entire outside of the building with the cypress.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
Jerry,
I would agree with everyone that the style of the current awning doesn't really fit. I would like for it to match. That's a really great idea from Gary and Troy.
Okay.
And Jerry, just to go back a little bit, Jamie had presented previous meetings the siding and had submitted several test results to see which one aged more appropriately to fit the stature of that building.
And the cypress will, it'll stay longer too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we thought so, and we thought the cypress, doing it out of like 3/4 cypress boards in the lap side, it should last, a good long period.
Jerry, what do you think about, or Troy, both of you? I mean, awnings on those windows above the porch. Don't you think that would be strange?
I'd like to see a rendering. I don't think it'd be that odd myself.
I can't hear you.
I'd like to see a rendering, but I don't think it'd be that odd myself.
Yeah, and I think if we did it more like Jerry said, it would be more of kind of a farmhouse look and kind of go with it. That might look better. And I can do some shop drawings and a rendering, and we can just see. like I say, I just wanted to see what the board thought about that. And I figured I would just ask while we were asking about this other stuff, about the roof.
Okay.
So,
Great.
So do we want to separate this into two
Yes.
different items?
Yeah. Yes,
So-
Well-
if we could.
well, I mean, if we're going to see a rendering of what the other awnings might look like, that's going to have an effect on if we approve that awning to replace the roof.
What's on there is it's a roof. It's not really an awning. And I
And you're
think
replacing it with what?
with just material to match the other roof, which is galvanized metal.
But would you try to match that with any other awnings or any awnings that you're going to have on the building?
Yes, that's what we were proposing. Is the awnings that were there that you have the picture art that you see that they're like silver aluminum.
Mm.
That's what's on the main part of the roof, and then that's what we're going to replace the porch roof with. What we were proposing to.
But do you see what I'm saying? If you're proposing awnings of that sort and they don't really go with the time period that we're thinking, that's going to affect the replacement of the roof. Is that what I'm understanding?
No, it should not.
No?
I think the roof would stay as is. He's just
Okay.
rebuilding it and then putting a new roof material on it.
All right.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they're two separate things. One is a roof and one is an awning. And then, like I say, the awnings, if we don't want to, I can just bring that back at a later date. Maybe the thing for me to do is get the new roof on there, and then I can do a true rendering of the of what it would look like with the awnings more to style like Jerry was saying.
Yeah, Jamie, you're just wanting to replace the material and then the supports underneath it. It's not going to look like the awnings that are shown.
No.
Right.
No, there was two separate requests. One was the porch and the roofing, and then the other one was the awnings. And I had found those same awnings that they still make them. There's a company out of, I think, Ohio that has them that we could get. But I had also found one that is more like what Jerry is speaking of, and we could put the same roofing to match, or the same material that you would see to match the roof, and I think it would probably look better. I only kept them the same because I didn't know. I can't tell if I'm sure that they weren't on the building originally, but sometime they were put on there.
Yeah. Okay, well, then I guess
Right. Somebody
we'll
wanna
make a motion.
Yeah, I'm muted. I don't think I can help.
You're what?
I'm muted.
Huh?
You muted?
Well, unmute.
No, I,
Okay. I can't hear what you're saying, Jacqueline.
I hear her.
We can hear you, Jacqueline.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
what was she
yeah.
saying?
She said
can
she
you
was
hear what I'm
muted.
saying?
Now,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. I think when I came into the meeting a minute late, and I don't think the admin, I need to like unmute people as they come in from the waiting room. Great. So I was just gonna say, yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. I think that, how that the picture with the chimney, I think that three-dimensional awning, I think that looks like you said a little dated. And I agree with everything that's been said. So I make a motion to give us a rendering. Am I doing this properly, Jessica?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, to have a rendering of what it would look like with your intended style.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. But then I can make a motion to approve the replacement of the roof and the supports. So is that good? Both of us? Are we allowed to both make a motion?
No, I would withdraw your motion, Heather, and then
Okay.
let Jacqueline amend her motion.
So I amend my motion for what I said about matching stylistically through a rendering, and then also what Heather just said. Sorry, I don't want to get it wrong with Heather's wording.
That's fine.
Sorry. I should be taking notes as Heather is speaking.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a motion on the table to come back for a rendering of the window awnings and to approve the roof over the porch as presented. Is there a second?
I
Second.
second it.
Okay. Do we want to vote?
Yep.
All right, Heather,
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
Gary,
Yes.
and I think that, or Jamie.
Jamie
I
can't
have to
vote.
abstain. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't vote.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. So moving on.
And what I'll do is like I said, we'll get the roof replaced, and then I'll come back with a couple different styles on that, and just see what the board thinks about it. I
Okay.
think that would be the best.
Yeah.
Sounds
Okay.
great. Thanks, Jamie.
Yes, thank y'all.
All right. Second item is 1017 3rd Avenue, the Painted Dragonfly. Applicant A1 Signs and Graphics requests approval to install a wall sign and window graphics on the building located at the same address.
Okay, the applicant is proposing to install a wall sign and window graphics for this building. The wall sign is approximately 14.25 square foot. It doesn't include the depth of 1.5 inch, just the facing, which is what we use to determine square footage. The sign is high density urethane material with router carved and hand painted. The wall facade where the sign is proposed to be attached is approximately 320 square feet, which allows a maximum sign area of 48 square feet. So the size of the wall sign is compliant with the UDO, and a rendering was included in your packet as well. Each window measures approximately 53.7 square feet, which allows a maximum window sign area of 13.4 square feet. Window graphics in window 1, which says women's clothing and accessories, is 4.66 square feet. Window 2 graphics totals 12.66 square feet and includes a logo and a line of text that states home goods and gifts. The window graphics do comply with the size limitations of the UDO for window signage, and a rendering was also included in your packet. And the applicant is online if y'all have any questions for them.
Are there any door graphics?
I didn't.
No, they didn't want any door graphics on there other than the street number.
Okay. And so the above the awning sign is dimensional.
It is. It's going to be routed, so it'll be dimensional letters where it says the Painted Dragonfly in the middle logo, and then it's 1.5 inches thick.
And is the Painted Dragonfly logo on the window, is it going on both windows? It's grayed out on the left one.
That's because I grayed it out because there is actually graphics on the window that she was removing. So I didn't want to get confused. There's graphics underneath that are coming off.
Presented on one window, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
But Troy, what did you just say?
He's only presenting it on the one window pane, not both window pane.
And it will just go on the one window pane, not both of them.
Correct.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
I second.
Any other comments?
I think it looks good.
Pretty.
I think it looks good too.
Yeah.
Want to
Nice.
vote? Heather,
Yeah, what?
vote.
Oh, yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Gary,
Aye. Yeah.
Aye.
All right. Thank you.
You can make it quick.
Jamie, all in favor? Okay.
Aye. Thank
All right.
you.
Third item is 8 Elm Street, City of Conway is the applicant, requesting approval of interior and exterior renovations to the existing lift station in order to flood-proof the station.
All right, so the city is proposing to flood-proof the existing lift station on Elm Street. Interior and exterior renovations are proposed. I did include, this is the existing, if you look at the PowerPoint, this is kind of what it looks like now, the materials, all of which are pretty much proposed to be removed. The goal is to flood-proof it. I believe it's going to be raised. And Kent Bidding is here to answer any questions you have as far as how it will look. There's a couple of things I noticed on the site plan that are going to be done, and that includes removal of the a dumpster pad area, and then an addition of sidewalks to it. And the colors will match the buildings that are there. So the bathroom and then the marina store is what it will, the colors that it'll look like. So kind of, you know, what it looks like now. And I'll let Kent answer any questions y'all have.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to read over it. I know I looked at it in the packet, but.
This is one of those things that's the chart for what needs approval by CAB, or this isn't even an item on the chart, but this is existing, and it's, you know, we know we have to have these things, and we don't want it to flood anymore. So the goal is to make sure that doesn't happen.
Did we have to approve the bathrooms and stuff that are down there?
That was before my time.
It was before mine too.
It was before mine too. That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably. I mean, I if there's anything, you know, that, you know, is going to be built in the parks and it's in a CAB district, I've tried to make a point of making sure you guys see it, mainly because it's something the public's definitely going to be seeing. So, but utilities is just not something that the community appearance guidelines address.
Yeah. Well, I think anything I rode by it earlier. I mean, anything they could do to it will help it. And then I obviously agree with them flood proofing it, because I think that would be a really, really good thing. And because that's something that we would not want going into the river.
Right. You mentioned the pad where the dumpster is that just going to be like relocated, or is it going to be part of this kind of footprint?
Kent, I'll let you answer that if you don't mind.
Yes, the dumpster is actually going to be removed. The concrete pad is going to stay in place because as you can see on one of the other drawings, we're going to have to utilize, they're going to put a access door on that backside to be able to get the new pumps out of the pump station. There'll be it'll be a door, but it won't actually be like a physical door. It'll match the entire siding to open up with a crane that'll extend out for us to back our trucks up on that pad to get the pumps out.
Great. And so from a community appearance position, Jessica, will those dumpsters be relocated someplace else that's discreet? Like I'm just curious if it kind of an industrial pump house sort of match to have those dumpsters in place. Will those be relocated, and are those then part of our purview here on the board?
Technically, the dumpster itself would not be something the board would review, but the enclosure for the dumpster would potentially be something the board would review should they be relocated to another area that's in a CAB review district and it's visible from the pedestrian point of view.
Okay.
Are those dumpsters, are those the city's, Kent, or were those for for something else, for the Shrine Club or something?
It's actually for I think the city has some use to it, but I think it's more so for the apartments over there, and that's where they have their trash drop off at.
Okay, for the Kingston Point apartments.
That's correct. I think where it's planning on being relocated, it's going to have a use actually for the peanut warehouse and several other businesses down there, is from my understanding in the meeting that I had when I met with Adam.
Yeah, that's in that whole plan for where they're going to redo that parking and everything down there.
Yes, sir. Right behind the peanut warehouse. I think that's where Adam wants to incorporate this dumpster, to move it from there up to there and incorporate everybody and do away with a bunch of the roll carts they have in that area.
Yeah. My only thing, maybe we're going sort of a far off field here, but with all of the park and the awnings where people have picnics and whatever, the dumpster being in this location on the park side, I think is really convenient for that space, and also for any of the larger events that happen down in the Riverfront Park area. I would hate that, because there's not a dumpster on site where this pump house is, that then our trash cans would then become overwhelmed, and then we have litter floating around the park. I think they are useful kind of in this zone. Is it at all possible to work it into the plans? I mean, maybe we're going off topic here, but I'm worried that if you move the dumpsters too far away out of the park, that we're going to wish we had them centralized there, because there are so many large events that happen in that space.
Yeah, and I will say that I think that they're going to be in the park in the general area, from what I understand Kent saying, just in a different location. Are you saying that adding additional dumpster location in that specific area? Because when people have special events, one of the things that they have to do is they have to tell us how they're going to get rid of their trash. They're responsible for getting rid of their trash. The city, when they put on events, it's the same way. They have to have a way to get rid of their trash. But I understand what you're saying as well. People that utilize the playgrounds and, the marina and the boats coming and going. So is that what you're saying, is that you think we need an additional location?
No, I don't think additional is necessary, but I'm worried that if we don't have it part of these plans, that then the location that will be picked will not be as favorable.
Well, I mean, if it's behind the peanut warehouse, it's not very favorable at all to the park.
Exactly.
I don't think that dumpster there is for use of the park at all. It is for the private customers down there.
That's all it is? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's for Kingston Point. And did they, when they tore down the Fireman's Clubhouse, Kent, did they have a dumpster down there now?
Yes, there used to be one straight across from the Fireman's Clubhouse.
Okay. And is there still one down there?
No, not anymore. When they redid that parking
Not
lot,
anymore.
All that I've noticed down there is the Pelicans. That's all the trash cans
Yes.
that I've seen in the park or near the park area.
Yeah.
And there's only 4 of them. 1 recycle, actually 3 trash and 1 recycle.
Yeah, and the fact that those dumpsters there are for the purpose of Kingston Marina, I think is good for the Kingston properties. But the fact that I think those dumpsters are used for all of those Riverfront Park festivals by vendors, all sorts of people. So
Are they or are they not?
I don't think they are not.
I'm not opposed to them being moved, but I just would like to know, I don't know, more specifics on that dumpster, because I think that dumpster pad is an important feature of the current pump house.
I can certainly, talk with Mary Catherine and Adam about it and see if there are any future plans to add a dumpster location anywhere else in that general vicinity, and bring that back to you at the next meeting.
Great.
Well, yeah, that would be good.
And I don't want to hold this up from moving forward. I have no problem with these plans. I think they're wonderful. And, I know utilities are not exciting, but they're necessary, and making it flood-proof is really important. So I'm happy to move forward with this, but I just like, maybe we could just, as sort of leaving it out there, would it be possible to add a dumpster to your current plans if we are not happy with the new location?
You mean for the park use?
Yeah. Yeah, if we're not happy with the idea of it going way back behind the peanut warehouse.
But I think are you asking, Kent, if a dumpster could be added to this plan to also accommodate the park? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think the dumpster, because they are for private use.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to clarify.
Yeah, I think they're 2 separate issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Kent, aren't you saying that you're going to use the concrete where the dumpster pad is? That will be the landing for your truck to be able to take the pumps out. Did I understand that correctly?
That is correct. Yes.
Yeah. Because what you don't want is if you got a flood coming, and if Kent's got to go down there and take his pumps out to save those pumps, which are very, very expensive, you're going to have to pour more concrete. And I think he's just trying to utilize the concrete that he has there and kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yes, that is correct.
So I think what Jacqueline is asking is, would there be a plan to have a public dumpster somewhere? Totally, this is totally off the topic of what we're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, that's something that I'll have to find out and bring back to the next meeting to see if there are plans to have a public dumpster somewhere else in this general vicinity, or even additional trash cans that might help as well, being that these were technically private dumpsters, but for the purposes of just the pump station, they wouldn't be able to be added to that plan. It doesn't mean that there wouldn't be a possibility to add them somewhere else, but just not to this particular plan.
Okay. So
How does the board feel about moving forward with this plan, knowing that we're sort of foregoing this space for a dumpster and that we might not be satisfied where it's going next?
Well, how are the apartments addressing the dumpster issue?
I do not know. Kent, do you know if they?
No, Adam did not, he did not enter any information on that, so.
Because if they're only for the apartments, then it's only relative to the apartments, correct?
Well, and I can see the reason sorry, my low battery here, I'm plugging in. As I used to live down there, so I know that, we would use a dumpster all the time. Shriners would use it. I'm almost certain that the inn would go over and dump stuff in it after their events. Rivertown Park stuff would dump, vendors, and they could bring their food trucks down, would do it. Even families who have large parties.
at this site,
Yes.
Okay.
This was when I lived there and we owned a condo down there. This was our designated dumpster. And the reason is because Kingston Point Marina it's hard to give too much detail, but that's a peninsula that's flanked by the river and the marina. And we cannot put a dumpster in that parking lot, because it was too narrow for a dump truck to back in. So you'd have to back in kind of around the circle drive up and hooking back into the back of into the parking lot. So that's why there was not one on their own property. So I can just offer that as information. It's not that HOA was looking to offload this someplace else. It's just there was no space.
I understand that. It is kind of tight down there. I've texted Mary Catherine to see if she might know anything about possible relocation of the dumpster facility. But I would feel certain that they would have that worked out in advance prior to removing those dumpsters. But give me just a second. I think she's responding.
because Kent said behind the peanut warehouse, which is not very convenient to the park.
Yeah, and it really wouldn't be convenient for if you lived in one of those condos either. That would be kind of far away, you would think.
Oh, you'd have to walk, yeah.
Yeah.
And I can also offer that you would have to walk beyond up past where I'm calling it the warehouse, the new Shanti's pizza place. You're walking past their private wheelie bins. Everyone calls it something different. The
Pelican.
Yeah.
Pelicans.
So you have to walk past those wheelie bins to get to the public dumpster. And I'll tell you, people are going to be lazy and start dumping their trash in Shanti's, and that's not fair, So
I'm waiting to see if she can respond. I apologize.
Can I just ask that you go to the elevations for a moment?
Now, had there been any progress on the redesign or site plan or anything for the tennis center?
Not yet.
Because yeah, you're going to have Walk-A-Mile Outfitters down there too, and yeah, that's just going to be.
Walk-A-Mile Outfitters is moving to the tennis center, or you're just
no, just in general, a commercial business, and then like they were saying, everything else down there.
And they might have a roll cart. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes, and I don't know about them particularly. That's not my purview, but
Marina Store has roll cart service.
Roll cart.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Ken, what is the other elevation where you would have to remove the pumps? Is that what kind of openings are on the other side that's not shown on these elevations?
Not exactly sure what you're asking.
Is the wall on the right side of the page, is it just solid, or is there
I think that's where you said you were gonna hide the door at. You were gonna put
Yes, that other rendering right there is, it's going to be a kind of a hidden door to have access to get the pumps out.
Okay, all right, yeah, Mary Catherine just texted and said that the city is hoping to add a big garbage compactor area at the old Todd electric site for them to use, as well as restaurants.
Where is that?
at the peanut warehouse, behind the peanut warehouse.
That's next to the solicitor's intervention. They share a wall, right?
Yes.
Or they shared a wall before they tore it down. Yeah. That's the corner of what? Laurel and second?
Laurel in a second.
Second.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll be behind the peanut warehouse, and she had said that that will come to CAB soon for approval because you'd have to approve the enclosure.
Okay.
But what you're saying that you think that's too far for the Kingston Marina resident.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
I'm looking at Google Earth right now. Since the Kingston Point Marina, people have to walk around the marina. It's actually shorter to the peanut warehouse. If they could go straight across the marina, it'd be a lot closer. But that's not the case.
I think Jacqueline's also saying about the public is using those dumpsters as well at the marina.
But I don't know if that's an issue for this.
But I also like to point out the dumpster can still be there. They would just have to move it and get the pump out.
Jerry, you're muffled.
Yes. I said, I'd like to point out the dumpster pad is staying. The dumpster could stay there, except when they come to replace the pump, which hopefully will not be for another 5 or 6 years.
But could they just pour a new pad?
Then you have more concrete.
Yeah, so if they want to have that pad open for an emergency withdrawal of pumps, which I support, they could just have another concrete pad poured someplace on the site plan for the dumpster. Someplace discreet, around that pump house somewhere.
All right. So
Then you have to build a road and
like a
then
ramp.
you start adding more clutter around the pump station.
Okay.
Yeah, and more.
And just for clarification, that it is Kingston is using a city dumpster, is what they've been using. So and the city is just wanting to clean up trash cans and dumpsters and move them into a central location. And the compactor will help with the smell also. So that's another reason for it.
Yeah, and they were going. That was going to. I think when I met with Adam about that putting that compactor there, that would get rid of the dumpster and stuff in front of Darren's, the barbecue restaurant, the bonfire, too. Correct? Because I think the bonfire would use it, and then if Trip Neely ever does his restaurant, it would use it, and everything would go there to that old Todd electric motor site. Not to have so many dumpster sites within the city.
Do you think, and I don't know a lot about the restaurants, and I'm sorry, Ken, to take us off here, but if you do have a centralized place for dumpsters, would you get to a point where restaurants start putting their trash outside just to make one run? I don't know if that is necessarily very sanitary if they hold on to their trash until they take it to a central location.
We had at Crady's, we had pickup. We had trash bins outside. They should have pickup for Pelicans. Trash, like the city comes and picks it up.
You mean roll carts?
Whatever they're called, Pelican, roll cart, whatever. Yeah.
I don't want to speak for sanitation, but they don't, they're kind of not picking up like they used to. I think a lot more locations used to be able to get roll carts, and I'm not sure what his rule is on anymore on what commercial establishments can have roll carts and what can have, what must have a dumpster facility. Downtown, it's a little bit more difficult to have dumpster facility locations because there are so many rules. So downtown in the central business district area, it might be a different situation. And that might be one reason that they're wanting to have more of a centralized location to cut down on the amount of roll carts that each restaurant has. I want to say that, we used to have a dumpster. I'm not sure if we still do that. I think it is still out there near the finance building that there, some utilize to this day as well.
So how does that work for a restaurant that's producing lots of trash, or anyone, and you have to then make one trip up to Todd's? Are they not just going to put those bags and junk outside until the end of the shift, and then you're going to have garbage laying around? I'm just curious. I don't
think that'd be a good business practice myself.
So we wouldn't have any wheelie bin.
But that would be something that maybe the sanitation director can answer. I can't speak to that. I don't know what that beeping is. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I just trying to think. I'm sorry I'm late to the game on the Todd's location. I wasn't aware they're having a centralized area. Because while that makes sense from a organizational standpoint, from a functional standpoint, as business owners, Darren at Bonfire, everyone just like, every time they produce a bag of trash, walking it up there, that just seems, I don't know, not very user friendly, but.
And they may have roll carts. They very well may have roll carts. I just do not know. I do know that they there are restaurants that do bring trash to a dumpster near our offices, but whether or not they have roll carts, they keep trash in and then they move it all at the end of the day, each day. Yeah. I don't know. That's something that Reggie and sanitation would be better equipped to answer for you. Yeah. And the compactor in that facility, that will be coming back to you at a future meeting date. Mary Catherine had just texted and said that you guys will be reviewing that because of the enclosure aspect of it. But as far as the lift station, this request is just specifically for the lift station. And then obviously the associated removal goes along with that for purposes of the renovation of the lift station.
I have not seen any situations around downtown Conway where bags of trash have been left outside.
Good.
But yes, I will say, coming from a restaurant background, it is time consuming and not efficient to have to take out every single trash can, but that's just part of the business.
Yeah.
And Mary Catherine said that she can try to bring it to the next meeting on the 27th. They can try to get the plans ready and have it available at the next meeting. And that might, maybe it will address some of your concerns, Jacqueline, to actually see where it's going to go, see the functionality of it, see where it is in relation to the river park, the distance to the condos there. And that might alleviate some of your concerns if you want, if I can get it to you at the next meeting.
Yeah, that'd be great. It'd be helpful. I don't know why, I feel like getting rid of a dumpster that I know I used all the time when I lived there makes me now nervous to pass that on to someone else who might be getting, and if dumpsters are going to be few and far between in the downtown district, I'm just nervous to let this one go. Like I said, because it is so central to that riverfront area.
And I understand, and I wasn't aware until now that was actually a city dumpster that they were using, and I couldn't even tell you the reasoning behind it. That was way before my time, but I can tell you that the city does take trash pickup very seriously. It is a constant issue. When we do plan reviews for anything, that is one of the biggest issues for us is where they're going to deliver their trash, where are they going to put their trash facility, making sure it works for the sanitation department, making sure it's convenient for customers or whoever will be using it. So that is a big part of plan review. So I feel certain that wherever they put a new facility, it's going to be beneficial to everybody in the immediate area.
I just have a comment about the building itself. With this one being substantially taller, roof pitch and elevation, it looks like it's about the same layout as what's currently there.
Yes, that's correct. And the footprint's not going to change. We've just got to get it outside. We're raising it 2 foot above the flood level from Florence.
Okay. Does it matter? I guess my question is,
Troy, sorry.
which side the platform is on relative to the pumps?
The platform is gonna get, the one that's existing, the one that we're showing on there is gonna go in the exact same footprint as what is existing there now.
And I guess my thought is with it becoming more prominent of a structure right there at the corner of, as you're coming into the riverfront, being taller and more apparent, would it make any sense to reverse it and put the deck on the other side, the concrete pad towards the road, where you have now a blank canvas, and maybe the town puts a billboard up over your fake door or a painting on the wall where it would even detract it even further?
Not sure, because one, if we have to do that, then we have to you have to build a road that will hold up that truck to be able to get to it.
Oh, because you're using the same access, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, just looking for some further possibilities. Well, with that, does anybody else have any other comments before, or want to make a motion?
Jerry,
Yes? I
you
make
want
a
to make it?
motion that we accept plans as shown.
I
Okay.
second that motion.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Jamie. So 2 motions on the table. We want to vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Oh, Jacqueline, I think you're muted again.
I'm gonna abstain. Is that possible?
Okay. I think there's more yays than nays.
Yes.
So I think motion carries. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
With that concludes the certificate of appropriateness. Moving on is public input. And I don't think there's any more public. Moving on to board input. No board input. Yes.
Well, I guess I can ask about this. On record, since Jesse, you said we could talk about this stuff afterward, and I thought last time we were talking about stuff afterward, and it all got put in the minute.
Yeah, well, we can wait till the meeting adjourns if there's something that you want to discuss.
Well, no, this is a question that's probably pertinent. What is going on with Laurel Street, and why is that continuing to stay open?
Laurel Street.
Is it Laurel Street or Elm? Laurel, yeah. The buildings on the corner behind the gas station. I mean, they've been open forever. And I mean, are they doing asbestos removal?
Are you talking about the
where Brantley bought the properties?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, he has so long to do the work, and I know that he has received all the approvals and the permitting to do the work. So I don't think that I don't know if there's been something with the coronavirus that it's maybe working or something with scheduling, but I know that he has gotten the to do the work. So I'm not sure what is holding him up. I'll check into it. I'll email.
Very unappealing.
I know, I understand. I seen it too a couple of days ago when I was driving by, and I thought the same thing, like, what if it was moving forward, but I'm sure it is. I'm sure there's a very good reason, but I'll email Brantley and find out.
Thank you. And what are they doing at the park?
Which park?
Riverfront Park. They were doing a bunch of stuff this morning around the park.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't there. I wasn't in the office today, so I don't know. Unfortunately, I'm not. I don't get told a lot of stuff that doesn't pertain to planning stuff. Unfortunately, what did it have to do with? And I'll find out.
I don't know. I mean, there were a ton of trucks there, and actually parked on the sidewalk running with nobody in them, which was sort of interesting to me for quite a long time.
So, is it city trucks?
Yes.
Okay. I'll find out.
Okay.
We have a public information officer, and she gets the skinny on everything. So from her.
All right, Nate, you have updates for us unless somebody has any other questions on that.
All right, does that include, well, now we're moving on to staff input.
Okay. I'll be real brief. There were some things that you asked about at the last meeting. City Hall, the location has not officially been finalized. So as soon as that's finalized, then you guys will, be able to see some conceptual plans, things like that. Obviously the location may affect the way the building is going to look. So as soon as they finalize a location, I'm sure the next step will be to finalize a building and style, and then you guys will look at that. So no worries on not being informed and not getting to review. That's definitely at the forefront and, very important to the city. So as soon as that's done, you guys will get a look at it. Riverwalk Grill, that's currently under investigation by the state. So that's all I know at this time. So it is currently under investigation. So as soon as they know, I can give you an update on that. And the Main Street Theater, as soon as our city offices are back to being at full force again, I believe that date's set for June 1st, and we'll be able to resume, further action on property maintenances and things like that, and seeing what we can do about those types of issues that you brought up at the last meeting.
All right.
Are there more on there?
Well, the antique store, I don't have an update. I'm still waiting on a report from the engineer. I haven't
Okay.
I haven't heard anything, so sorry about that.
Okay.
So, and then the time limit, it's 2 years, I believe. So he hasn't exceeded the time limit, so he could still submit plans, but it is getting close, I think. So I'll find out when that specific date is, but he's still within the time frame.
I'm not talking about the antique store. I was talking about the Lower Warehouse.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, you're talking about that. I thought you said antique store. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they're over there working, right? At the Lower Warehouse?
I haven't seen anybody working when I've been down there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I spent a bunch of time down there, while we were redoing that, the peanut warehouse, and they're doing stuff in there.
What are they working on? Because it's supposed to be torn down.
Dismantling it. They could be dismantling it. I know he wanted to save as much material as he possibly could and use it on the exterior of the building. So that's what he's doing, is slowly dismantling the building.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, and that might be what they're doing. Maybe they're just stacking it all inside. There was just Top Dog Construction or Big Dog Construction, something like that. I don't know. They never. He walked over to the peanut warehouse one day when I wasn't there, but every time I went, they weren't over there working.
Okay.
But he won't be able. I mean, obviously he'll have to. We haven't actually reviewed and approved any plans.
No.
For that. So yeah, I mean, he's got a long way to go.
Okay. All right, Troy.
All right. Thank you, Heather. All right. If there's no other comments, then I will adjourn the meeting at 4:55 p.m. Well,
Thank y'all. See you on the 27th. Is that what Jessica said?
27th.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. Thank y'all.
Thank
Be
you.
safe.
Thanks.